All right, everyone, what's up? It's Brandyn Pokrass here with the league winners, here with defensive back from FAU, Lawrence Johnson. Lawrence, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, man. How are you?
I'm doing great. So my first question to you, looking back on the 2024 season, you got getting on the field a decent amount. How did you feel that you progressed as a player from the start of it to the end of it?
I feel like I progressed a lot in different ways. Majority in like just knowing what the offense is giving you based on the pre-snap look, studying, watching film. I feel like I've matured as a player. I feel like I've always been athletically gifted, and that wasn't really my problem. It's just more the mental aspect, and I feel like that's why I've grown the most.
Yeah, and then building on that, what was your favorite moment as a player on the field from last season?
My favorite moment on the field as a player, um, it's definitely like just like being on the field, like just like the realization, like you're like taking it all in, like you know what I mean. Most kids aren't in my position, like just being grateful for the situation, like just being like real with myself, taking it all in. Like you're blessed to be here. Like a lot of kids would love to be in this position.
You talked about the progress and how you learned how to do different things throughout the year, got more comfortable throughout the year. And so heading into 2025, what are you looking to build upon as a player?
I'm looking to build upon like just being more um, tight knit as a group on the defense and the back end, as a whole, being more like a brotherhood as a family, like real tight knit. You know what I mean? I'm looking forward to that. And I'm looking forward to individually growing, getting better mentally. I feel like that's like 90% of football is like mentally, like just knowing what you're doing and where you're supposed to be and understanding the ins and outs of your defense and understanding your guys that you're playing with on your back end, understanding their strengths and weaknesses. I feel like that'll take you a long way.
And then looking more so at the second part of that answer, is there a specific skill or aspect of your game that you've been focusing on the most or working on the most this offseason?
Yeah, I've been really focusing on my press and off man, like just man in general, because cover forward quickly turns into man coverage. So you got to be real sticky in coverage. Cover guys nowadays, man. Guys nowadays are so advanced, man. So you just got to be real sticky in coverage and real technical and detailed in what you're doing.
FAU has a new coaching staff heading into 2025, and with that comes a new defensive scheme. How much
Mhm.
of the new defensive scheme have you had a chance to dive into, and how excited are you to play in it?
I'm real excited playing it. I like the scheme a lot. Our scheme last year is real similar. It's just a little bit more help for the back end, a little bit more help for the DBs. So it's not really hard for me to understand. I feel like it's you know second nature at this point because it's just a little tweaks here and there. Bracket it more. So I feel like I'm learning it and understanding it pretty well.
And in previous interviews, I've had a chance to talk to some guys on the offense, but now talking to, you're on the defensive side of the ball. As
Mhm.
a team, what do
Mhm.
you want to accomplish in 2025?
The number one goal I know that's on everyone's board is a conference championship. Like that should be the top goal for everyone, a conference championship. Because this is a team sport at the end of the day. I feel like if the team progresses in the right way, individual goals will fall in place. For like just keeping the main thing, and just focusing on the bigger picture.
Yeah, everyone's said the same thing. Everyone wants that conference championship. And that brings me to another question regarding that. What does that say about the mentality surrounding the team so far? How do you feel that the mentality around the team has been?
I feel like the team is like really mature. I feel like everyone is on the same page. I feel like everyone's trending in the right direction, and everyone's pulling each other along. I feel like from last year to this year, I feel like we've really grown and matured as a team, and we're a lot more together, a lot more, team oriented. You know what I mean? Just having a real understanding of if you're doing something, then make sure the other person is doing the same thing. You know what I mean? Just trying to have each other's back.
So basically, like rising tide, raising all ships. That's kind of been like the mantra. It's
Yes,
similar
sir.
to that.
Yeah.
Awesome. And then my last question for you, as a player, what goals or accolades are you shooting for this season? And is there something that stands above everything else for you? Like, is there just one part of your game that you want to show more than anything else this season?
I want to show that I matured a lot from my last year. I feel like last year I made a lot of silly mistakes, a lot of mistakes that people expect of a freshman, but me, myself, I hold myself to a higher standard. And I feel like those mistakes are, even as a freshman, I feel like to me, those are just unacceptable. I feel like I can do a lot better. But as far as like personal accolades and goals, I want to be conference All American, um, first team conference. I want to be known as one of the top DBs in my class and across the country. You know what I mean? So those are my goals.
I love that answer, man. So that wraps us up here. Before we get out of here, where can everyone find you on social media?
My social media Instagram is _.suave5, so SUAVE5, and my Twitter is Lawrence J 7, so LAWRENCEJ7.
Well, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate you hopping on for a little bit. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll catch you next time
No
and stay
problem.
tuned for more.
Yes, sir.